Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of October 5th through the 11th. During that time, we'll have a full moon that comes in on the 7th, and then, of course, the waning gibbous after. And that full moon energy can sometimes be, a little heightened senses, a little bit energetic. Some people can feel overwhelmed and anxious, or maybe even snappy and irritable. You might have changes in your sleeping pattern. And so some people see that as a negative thing, and some people, I have a more positive reaction to the full moon. Of course, I can't sleep usually, but my energy is so high and creative and good. So use that energy. If you need help, definitely meditate yourself through that. But if it's a positive thing, just use that energy for something positive. We've got a card coming out here for you already, so we will take that. But also, then we move into that the waning gibbous energy, which is, that let down a little bit of that heightened energy, a good time for self-reflection and rebirth, and a good time to make positive changes, get rid of negative thinking and bad habits, that sort of thing. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading, of course, for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Cancer. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is show the world the real you. All right, Cancer, let's see what you guys have going on this week. As I'm shuffling, my fun reminder this week is that you get out into nature a little bit. If it's not something that you usually do, hopefully you're out there a lot. I know when the weather's nice, I do tend to spend a lot of time outside gardening, doing things, hanging out. And I've been in it. We've had the strangest weather this year, and it's actually been really hot out. So I've probably been in more than out enjoying it because it feels like it's hot with mosquitoes or something. It's just very buggy out there. So, but try to get out. And even if, I like the nights when the nights are nice and clear, you can get out and watch the stars. We've got that full moon coming up, so that'll be a good night to get out. If you're near a body of water, which I am not, I need to go find some water. Just listen to a trickling stream, or the lapping of maybe lake water or ocean water. So just try to get out in nature a little bit this week and just really close your eyes and relax and just enjoy and connect. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you this week. And we will get right into this reading, Cancer, October 5th through the 11th. Show the world the real you. Let's see what you guys have going on. Your present situation looks like you've got a lot of choices going on here with the Seven of Cups. So, if you look at the choices on this card, some of these choices look to be positive, some may be negative. So you've got lots of choices to make for some reason. And I guess show the world the real you as you're making those choices. Your current situation is the Page of Cups. So you may have some sort of new emotional path coming in. It looks like you've got a little sense of humor going on with it anyway. So something's going on here that's kind of making you laugh. Sometimes for some reason I'm getting the feeling, do you ever have something that's kind of seems kind of catastrophic, but it's just so like there's just so much going on, thing after thing after thing, that after a while you just throw up your hands and you just like, can it get any worse? But not, and it's not so horrible that it has you in tears, but you're literally just laughing at what what's going on. And I kind of get that feeling for some reason that you do have choices to make, but it's almost like you're like really, what else can it's kind of a Murphy's Law situation. So if that's you, I'm sorry if you're going through that this week, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm definitely laughing with you, but sometimes life just does that. And usually it's ridiculous things like, I don't know. It's just like compounding things that none of them are major. It's just the thing after thing after thing after the till you're just like, okay, what universe? What do you want? What do you want? At the root of this situation is the Sun card. So if this is you going through this, of course you're going to laugh through it because you're just in a good, happy place. The Sun is definitely our happiest card of the deck. This is the card of nurturing and healing and just being in the light, and you're in a great mood. So at the root of it, like nothing can touch you, even lots of choices and lots of things coming in that seem, that might just pull other people down. It just can't touch you this week, which is really good. What is just behind you this week is the 8 here of Swords. It looks like you've just gotten out of a situation that you did feel stuck in. And so, of course, that feels liberating. And of course it's going to lead to a lot of choices. You were feeling stuck, now you're out of it, you've got your sense of humor back, you're feeling good. It's almost like you kind of, regain control. And that's good. Let's show the world the real you. Maybe you weren't able to do that when you were feeling a little stuck. What's on your mind this week is the Hierophant. So, you might be seeking out guidance in places. This might be why you're at a tarot reading right now, that you're like, where am I supposed to go? I just got out of this stuck situation. I'm trying to make all these choices. This might find you at a church service. This is usually in the spiritual realm. This might find you again at a tarot reading. It might find you opening the book. You may be opening the Bible. You may open up a book that has fallen in front of you for some reason or another. You may be listening to a lecture, someone who's maybe been in your situation and felt a little stuck. So, but it looks like you are trying to reach out for, the kind of the spiritual guidance that you might need to move forward here. And let's see, what is just ahead of you is the King of Cups. So it looks like maintain control of your emotions, and maybe take this time to learn about your emotions. And so, when it comes to any royalty, I always like to say that, not only are you learning how to control and manage your own emotions, and that's a good knowledge place to be sitting in, but you are also looking around to your constituents and wondering and thinking, about their emotional reaction to things. And it might just be that you're in a better place and you're able to see, the people around you and why they've reacted in a particular manner, and kind of have a good understanding of it, not being judgmental, just like, oh, okay, I see why this person flew off the handle, because yeah, I probably would have done that too. It's just that really good understanding there. In your advice position is the Page of Wands. So a couple of pages here. This is kind of new in the emotional realm. This is a new path in the passion realm. So for some of you, it might be that you've met a new person. This could be kind of rediscovering, if this is a relationship work, it could be rediscovering something within a relationship that you're already in. If it's not about a relationship, and it might just be about yourself, just discovering that you can have a sense of humor about things, discovering that you can have a new path, a new passionate path about thinking of things, and this is just kind of new discoveries that you're making about yourself. I'm actually not seeing a whole lot of other people in your reading. So this could just be your own week of discovery here. What is beyond your control this week is the Six of Cups. And that's where, of course, you would think about your childhood. And this could be some alchemy work that you're doing. If you've just been through something that's a little more harrowing, the good thing to do is to really go back. You examine those feelings and keep going back and try to remember the very first time you felt that feeling. And it's almost like, um, that gets to be imprinted on you, and now you can feel that over, and you will try to rediscover and find that. But if you can go back to that initial place where that started for you, and oftentimes this is in your past, in your childhood, if you can go heal that part, then you start to be presented with it less and less and less, if that makes any sense. So beyond your control, to kind of be thinking about this, to comparing something to your youth or thinking about your childhood there. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Eight of Wands here, with things happening quickly. So you're trying to avoid that. You don't want things happening quickly, or it is your secret desire to have them happen quickly. This will be kind of your big question of the week is, do you want things to happen quickly and rapidly, or are you trying to just maybe just stop the world for a minute? Just stop the world. I want to get off for a second, right? Let me just hold on. So ask yourself that question. That'll be big for you. And your outcome is the King of Wands. So very interesting here that we've got two kings here and also two pages. So, you're really in the mastery realm of emotions. It's like you have new emotions that are coming in for you to learn how to master, and also new passions coming in for you to also learn how to master. But I feel like this is kind of a week of mastery, and it's a week of spiritual mastery. So lots of choices coming in. We've got this with this Seven of Cups, and lots of things happening with the Eight of Wands there. So a big change for you, but I think all in all, at your base, you're in sunshine mode. You're very happy. So as these things are happening, it's not like they're so detrimental. Again, I think you're going to have a sense of humor about things as they're happening to you. And as things are going on and as you're learning, I just, like I said, I get this feeling of like, wow, really? Can this happen too? And you're smiling through it. No, it's like nothing can get you down. And if that's the real you, then just show that to the world, that like, look, the stuff just falls off of me. I've done this alchemy work, and I'm good. So go ahead and show that to the world. I love it. I have a big smile on my face doing this reading because I just feel like you're probably a lot of fun to be around right now. What is hidden from you is little self-indulgence and self-satisfaction. So if you need to indulge yourself just a little bit, that's okay. Go ahead and again, smile at the world. Just laugh at it because it is what it is. And go ahead and seek out that wisdom that you think you might need to move you forward in a positive way as you're moving through this mastery of your emotions and also mastery of your passions, which I love that. I think that's really a great week and fun things to kind of work on, right? Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for Cancer, October 5th through the 11th as they're going through. And look, I didn't see, this is full moon energy, and here we are approaching this full moon. You'll have a full moon going on when this is happening. So show the world the real you, and maybe during that full moon, and laugh if things are going crazy around you. Sometimes you do just have to laugh at it. All right, Soul Oracle deck for you says quietly serve. So to me, that just means you just keep doing what you do because that's what you do so well, and show the world really who you are, and that the stuff doesn't, that these things that are happening don't really concern you. That you just let things roll off of you. In the way of self-care, passion, let's see, or self-care, I don't know why I said passion. I think I was looking at a card there. In the way of self-care for you, Cancer, what do you need to do this week? And the card that comes up for you is choice. Interesting, since we had this card of choice here as well. Worry less about making the right choice and more about being strong enough to handle any outcome. Wow. This is why I love cards. Really? A card like that with a reading like this, like how perfect is that to top that off? Worry less about making the right choice and more about being strong enough, these kings, to handle any outcome. And I think you can this week. I think you can handle anything, and I think you handle it with a smile. So, Cancer, thank you so much for joining me this week. I really hope that there's something here that you can take away and use in your week. I just think you're, like I said, you're probably really fun to hang out with this week with a big smile on your face. I have a big smile doing this reading because it's just kind of a joyous time that you're learning things, and you're not having to learn them through tears and hardship. It's just kind of, it's a little lighter than that for you this week, but you're definitely learning. So I wish you all the best with this. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a message down below in the comment section and let me know what it is that you've been going through. How are you seeking out guidance? Are you seeking them at a tarot reading? Are you listening to other readings as well? Are you reading books? What have you done to kind of learn these things? And as you're moving into these mastery, these being the kings of these elements, which is really, really awesome. Also, Cancer, if you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel, but more importantly, it'll help you find me next week where you can come back and we can see where the story takes us then. So, Cancer, have a great week and thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.